I am John Wood. I'm from Orange County, California. I teach at Talbert Middle School in the Fountain Valley School District, and I teach science to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders there. Well, I've been fortunate enough to be on a couple of expeditions, and so I've been down to the Antarctic where we did experiments on top of Mount Erebus, the world's southernmost active volcano in the world, with Phil Kyle and his research project out of New Mexico Tech. And then more recently, I've been up in central Alaska outside of Healy, working with Sue Natali and her group from the University of Florida, and looking at carbon cycling in the tundra. Phil Kyle, who I had met in Antarctica 30 years ago, was really accommodating. His team was, very much willing to spend time with me, talk about lessons for the kids, and sort of give me the research in a way that I could understand it and communicate that to my students and to the general public. And then Sue Natali, and especially Elizabeth Webb is her grad student. They have been wonderful. They've been so supportive about everything. And what I find that's really interesting is the fact that while I'm learning all of this science and I'm trying to figure out, what I'm doing and how I'm going to get that across in my classroom, the researchers really embrace the thought of speaking to the public and speaking to children and putting their science in a way that is a lot more accessible to just understand to the general person. One of the advantages, to being on an expedition during the school year is the fact that you have a chance to amp up the kids and get them all prepared and talk about it and do your activities, and then you disappear. And they plug into your journals and look at your photographs, and the kids, write fantastic questions and things. And so by the time you come back, they have so many more questions, so many things that they want to see and ask about, that it's so invigorating, and it opens up that whole new dialogue to the poles and to climate change and to some of the topics that now seem a lot more real to those kids because they've lived a part of that, and that's a real advantage. In particular, the kids, they respond to this in a real positive way. They think about some of the classroom lessons and some of the concepts that we've talked about now in a much more broader sense. I have had the pleasure of having a couple of students who have now gone on to high school come back and inform me that they have taken this knowledge now and their enthusiasm and taken it to the next step. Now they're trying and working on designing their own projects, their own questions. And now some of those students want to get out and see some of these things on their own and are looking for experiences and support to go and further their education. Professionally, PolarTREC has made me a better teacher. It's rounded my education much more than I could do through extension classes and through professional development and through my own reading and efforts. There's nothing like being out and experiencing things. And it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter where you are in your profession. It's always a good thing to get out and expose yourself to new things. I worked in the polar programs before I became a teacher. I love Antarctica. I personally can't imagine never not going back, and I didn't say that correctly. But, so the opportunity for me to experience and go see those things firsthand, and then to come back and share those experiences on a personal and a professional level is just heaven. Yeah, I could talk forever, okay? But PolarTREC has just been a life-changing experience for me. It really has changed the way that I think about the world. It changed my look on my students, and it has enabled me to become just more of a complete educator and more of an asset to my community and my school.